Last time we left off, I did a little bit of a makeover on a desk that I found from the DI, and it's the same day for me when I'm filming this, but I wanted to share with you this next project that I'm going to be working on, as well as the chair that I found from the DI that I think is perfect for the house. I was also thinking it might be nice in other places in the house, but it definitely gives a cozy feel for the living room area. So let me share that chair with you right now. So here's the chair, and I just thought that it was a perfect fit. I feel that it matches everything so well. It matches these as well, the bar stools, as you can see. Yes, so this was an exciting find, and you know, when you find something like that, it was in really great shape. I just need to do a little bit of treatment on the cushion, I feel. My mother-in-law tried to get out some of these stains, but I'm just going to soak it in some OxyClean and see if it will lift any of those extra stains out. Of course, there was a little bit of discoloration on the side, but nothing that's really noticeable. It's just like normal wear of this piece. I don't even know if you can tell on the camera. At this point, with what she just tried to do, I really can't even tell anyway. So it looks great to me, but there's something else that I wanted to share with you that I'm going to work on right now because I want to paint it. So I found this dollhouse at the DI as well. It's very heavy. It is in great condition aside from how dirty it is. There is there's some furniture that came with it, a little doll. Look at this little doll. I can get it out. Isn't she so cute? She can be cleaned up too. So I just want to spend some time cleaning that up. But first and foremost, I have a lot of dishes to do. My husband's going to take my mother-in-law home to Vegas right now. So I kind of have the house to myself. I know that the girls are going to be going to sleep pretty soon. They've had a long day. I mean, yes, it's still light outside, but they love going to bed a little early these days. So what I want to do while the paint is still out from painting the desk is to repaint this whole dollhouse. If I end up adding other colors later, or maybe even a little bit of wallpaper, who knows, I just want it to have that base of the color Patience that I used on my desk. So come along with me today as I get a few projects done. I'm just so energized, and I can't wait to get this kitchen cleaned up and to see what this will look like once it's all painted. took all the furniture out and all the people, and it could really use a lot of TLC. So I don't know what all is in here. So we were just going to wash it out and then paint the pieces. And I'm thinking I might just paint everything, and then we can start fresh with new paint at some point. I mean, fresh with different color paint if I'm going to paint the pieces different colors. That's what I'm thinking, at least. I'll see how everything cleans up, and then we will see what we will do. From cleaning that dollhouse, I want to come into the office just to see the colors and how things are looking right now. And just with the lights on, not the overhead lights, but the lamp lights, this is what it's looking like in here. I love the way this is turning out. It's so soft, and just, I like the neutrals, but also that there's just that dash of blush. It's so pretty to me in here. So, like I said, there are different things, of course, that I would like to style this space with, but that will take some time, and I want to give it a lot of thought before I just jump in and start, bringing things into here. But I'm liking this so far. And the lady of the house left this little stool in my bathroom, and it has storage, which is nice too. It's not my favorite by any means, but it's a nice little placeholder for me to have somewhere to sit until I find a chair that I feel better suits this space. All right, ladies, it's time to paint. I just got done washing all the furniture, which gave this some time to dry, but now I am ready to begin painting, and I'm just going to do it all one color so that we have basically a fresh start on this. And I see that there's a spot that there must have been like some flowers on the windowsill here. I think we can fix this up to be really cute eventually. But just a coat of paint first should do. So I'm not worried about going to the very bottom right now, because what I'm going to do after this dries is I'll just turn it upside down or lay it on its side and finish the rest, or just like hang it off the side of the counter here and just finish the rest, even painting the very bottom of it. The dollhouse is done being painted, except for that very bottom portion. When I turn it around, I might end up doing the ceiling parts of the house because I didn't get that. But I'm going to let that sit for a little while. And I was thinking I might try to paint some of the inside of the desk, like the portion where the printer slides in, because when I open that space, I want it to look nice as well. So I have this paint left over, and while the brushes are still wet, I just want to do something productive with it instead of washing it and then having to take it all out again. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And now that it's a little bit darker, I wanted to see what the office looks like. And I like it. Yeah, you can't even tell that it's got a pink undertone to it. Not really, not like when I walk in here. Okay, so this is the part that I'm talking about right in here. So you open this up and that is really yellow in there. I did wash it all out. I mean, there were things in the corners that I didn't get to. So I'm just going to take the printer out and roll this out here and then just paint everything on the inside. I might actually have to get a little bit more paint, pour a little more paint in here to do this project. It's almost 7:30, so this is the time that my dad and I like to go for a walk, and he just texted me, walk? So I said yes. So what should I do with this? I'll just put the bag over it and wrap that up so that, you know, it stays fresh. I'll probably pour a little bit of paint in there first. That way I can keep it in the paint. But it's time to go for a walk, and that takes us about 20 to 30 minutes. It just depends if he wants to go for the longer walk or the shorter walk. We'll see what he's up to. My dad just left. I wanted to show him how everything was set up. Of course, like I said, there's still rearranging that I plan on doing, but I brought this chair in here just to see what it would look like in here, and I kind of like it. And I'm also wondering if I should bring in the floor lamp to be right here, but then I wouldn't have this desk lamp. Or I would just look into getting a shorter or a smaller kind of desk lamp instead of this bigger one. Okay, I need to put this in the sink with some OxyClean. And then if it turns out, I will show you tomorrow how it looks. I mean, it should be in this video, but I am going to add another day to this video, so I will see you tomorrow. It's a new day, and I wanted to share with you what I worked on last night. So I have some things arranged differently, and I'll take you around just to show you what kind of things I put out. This is without going to get anything new. So I'm trying to just use the things that I have. Although now that I've taken a lot of things from the living room, it feels kind of bare in there. But I just want to let you know that a lot of these things feel like they're better suited for this space rather than the living room anyway. So first and foremost, of course, I have the books that I published right here, volumes 1 and then 2. 2 is underneath. And then I have a couple of books on, well, a few books up there. I brought in these candles for up here just because I feel like it takes up more space, vertical space. So I thought that that was a great addition, and it really goes well with the lamp that's in here, the color of the lamp. Then of course I have this painting, which yesterday I had it right over here, kind of camouflaging all of this, all of the wires and the modem, things like that. So now what I have camouflaging it is this painting that I have 2 paintings here, and then stationery that I made from that. And then of course some ribbon. This is the area that I would use if I was going to be packaging orders or things like that. So I usually try to include a piece of stationery in there now, just like I used to in times past. So then instead of having the floral arrangement on my desk, I have it behind. And then those boxes came from my dressing room. I just love this tone in here. This is more of the tone that I would like to go with. Something a little bit more dusty than like a light pink, for instance. So dusty blush, I would say, and then just tans and more of like a light pink, but not a baby pink. Something a little bit more mature. So then of course I have my Madame Chic collection up there that Jennifer wrote. She was such a huge inspiration for me for so many things, and all of those are signed, which I just love to still go through those from time to time. And then I have my life book as well as the diary, the Lady of the House diary. So also, speaking of the life book, this week I'm working on publishing the next ones for 2026. That way they're available before the end of the year. That way, it gives you plenty of time to be able to order it so that you would get it, because the hardcover ones do take longer than the paperback. And this year I'm thinking I might do both again, because some of you would prefer to have the paperback. So I will likely offer both, but with the hardcover ones, I know that they do take a lot longer, like sometimes 4 to 5 weeks, sometimes even longer for some places. So I want to get that published as soon as possible. But anyway, it just feels good to have, everything in a place that feels like it's taking up the right amount of space to some degree, and just to have things put away of sorts. So I've just already been working away on these next videos for the next week, and I'm feeling good about things. I've been getting up and going for a bike ride and walking and doing so many other things already, and it's only almost 1:30. This morning Jorge took the hardware off of here that I know must have been for a hutch for this desk. So he took that off and he sanded it down, and he said he doesn't know when he will be able to do this project, but it is something that he's thinking about and figuring out what he's going to do. And I'm thinking I would like 3 of the little frames, you know, the molding frames around there. The ones in the middle will be longer than the ones on the sides. But when that project starts, I'm going to be so thrilled. I just know it. I brought the dollhouse in here. Some of you are probably asking, why do I have a dollhouse? Well, I've wanted a dollhouse for a while, just to kind of, you know, do a little bit of decorating and arranging, and also just to have one for kids, that like little girls that come over if they want to play with a dollhouse. Just to have a toy like that, I think is neat. And who knows, if I have grandkids, I want to have something cute and fun to play with too. So it's also kind of just a symbol. The lady of the house. There's the house right over there. Will the furniture change? Maybe eventually, but it's good to have this base house that's pretty heavy duty, and just, I think it will be fun to decorate at some point. Okay, here's the chair. I think that this chair is really great for this space. Jorge's already been in and out of here a few times, even since last night. And when he got back from dropping his mom off in Vegas, he got back pretty late, but it gave me time to just do all the rearranging that I did and just really think about things. I like sitting in this chair. Lady likes sitting in this chair just to watch me do my work, which is what she's been doing since last night. And then when Jorge comes in here, this is where he sits. And now I have an inviting office. That's something that he mentioned when I had that really tiny office area when I was at my mom's. He would say that my office is not very inviting because there wasn't a desk or a chair for him to sit in. So now there's a chair over here. Soaking this cushion cover in OxyClean overnight and then washing it this morning. After that, I just laid it out to dry in the sun, and it dried pretty quickly, and it smells great. It looks great. Took all the stains out of it that were there. So I am just so pleased with the way that this turned out. I just got done touching up the spots that Jorge sanded. So that will do for now until we, get the back part done. But what I ended up doing was, first of all, I brought the dollhouse out of here because it's not complete yet, and I don't really have a spot for it that I would be happy like looking at it all the time. My thought was maybe putting a little table here and having it set up on there. And if not, it can always go downstairs. There's a bench down there for something. So I think that that would be a great place to set the dollhouse if I'm not going to have it up here. But I still have a lot of work to do on it. So for the time being, it's in the craft / laundry room right now. Now for the chair, I moved it away from the wall a little bit. Like I took it out of the corner, and I think that it's much better where it's at now. I'll show you the view from sitting in it. But I also put these 2 hat boxes over here just as like a little placeholder, but to bring in a little bit more greenery. So, it's not just the roses, it's not just that artwork, but also just some real life in here. And then from here, this is the view. So I'm sitting in the chair right now, and for example, when Jorge or one of the girls or someone is in here, if I'm behind my desk, I would still be able to see the person, which is nice. Now, when the sun is where it's at, this is quite a sunny place to sit. But I guess if I want to get some sun, this is where to sit. So anyway, it's just how I have things placed right now. And I think that it will work out beautifully. And what I'm going to keep an eye out for is like a little side table, some kind of wood that it's not too dark, but about this tone or a little bit darker, I'm thinking would be great to have in here. A little bit more contrast, and I can have it right over here in this area. I might even want it over here on this side, but we will just have to see. I did bring the lamp, the floor lamp up here, and I did not like it in here at all, especially with this lamp already in here. It was just like really chunky here, really chunky there. It was just too much. So I will forego the lamp in here, at least for now, and just work right now with what I have until I find something else that will fit in this space beautifully. We just got back from our nightly walk, and it's so nice outside now with the temperatures cooling. I made myself a cup of tea, and Jorge is working on this desk on the back side of it, so that at first he's just going to put a board on it, and he wanted to get the molding or the trim for it, but a lady was buying all of it that they had at the Home Depot. So I don't know when they will get more. I also told him, you know, I'm sure that they might have some at where else? Lowe's, maybe Ace. I don't know. We'll have to see. He'll have to look for it, but that part's not going to get done tonight. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this will look with that part on there, and then it will just, you know, kind of have a solid look to it. Although I am determined to have the framing done, because I just think that that will really add a nice touch to it, especially around the top part too. So he's coming in. We'll see what he does. I can't wait. All morning on the new LIFEBOOKS for 2026, and they are all published. However, I don't know how long it will be until they are available. So once they are, though, I will make that announcement. So I'm just waiting for Amazon KDP to let me know when they're available. So that's exciting, because that was at the top of my list as far as what I wanted to do today, but also what I wanted to do this week and to have done by the end of this week. And I was just talking to my dad about something that he had that he wanted to accomplish by the end of this week, and I had this project to do, and I was just talking to him about how it's good to have a date, it's good to have a deadline and a goal. And I said we can reconvene at the end of, you know, this coming week and let one another know if we were able to accomplish our goals. So that's always exciting, and just to have that accountability. Although I let all of you know, and this is something I was telling him, is that one of the things I like to do is to let you know when I'm going to be working on something, or when I plan to have something done by, because that puts this self-imposed deadline on me that I feel like I need to follow through with. So anyway, that feels good. I also have a couple of new ones that I'm adding to the mix. And at this point in time, if you visit the Amazon store, the, you know, Inspired by Nikki on there, it will you have to look in the description. It's not something that is in the title as far as the year for the calendar. It will say which one you will be getting. So if it's not updated for 2006 yet, then if you order it now, it will be last year's. So I titled them in such a way that all I would have to do would be to change the manuscript, and then I don't have to add a new cover every time. So for example, this is my life book that I've been using this past year of 2025, and I'm going to be getting a different one for this next year. It's called Blush Royalty. Yes, so there's a blue royalty and a blush royalty, and I will be getting the blush one. I just love blush so much, and I think that it will be so nice just to have on the top of my desk. I think this one is really pretty at the top of my desk too. So what do I have on the agenda today? Well, what I have been doing, I got this gilding wax from Amazon, and I got this after I painted this desk, and I knew that I didn't want to have the black knobs on there, so I painted the knobs, but then I also didn't want them just to be the same color as this. I wanted gold to kind of play off all of the gold accents that I love to have around me. So I ended up putting it on here, and I love how this is more of a soft gold. So I just need to let that dry a bit. And then Jorge gave me a little screwdriver so that I could take them off and paint them, but I think I would rather paint them just on the, like, already screwed in and on the desk. I don't think that that will be an issue, especially because I'm going to be using a smaller paintbrush. I think it will be fine. You can also just use your finger to put it on too, but I think I will paint the rest with a paintbrush. So that is something I want to do today, as well as painting the back of this desk where Jorge installed that back panel, and he hasn't gotten the trim yet. I think I mentioned that already. He hasn't gotten the trim yet, but that's okay. I want to paint the whole entire thing before he adds trim, and then once the trim is added, that should be really easy to paint and finish up. But I don't think that will be in this video as far as the trimming goes, because he's going to be coming right home from work. He's going to grill some hamburgers. I'm going to be making some chicken just because not everybody wants hamburgers. So we're not going to be focusing on the desk later this evening that I know of. And what else? I need to go to the store today. I have a list of things that we need, so I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to run to Costco. So I have on my list a couple of things that I'm looking for. One in particular that I'm looking for this space here. So I know that one of the only ways that I'm really going to be able to find what I'm looking for is to make a lot more frequent visits, especially if I'm going to thrift something, to the thrift store, which, you know, I mean, that's fine. When I'm out and about, that's something that I can do, but I'm not really in a big rush to find that particular piece, for instance. It's just going to be fun to, you know, occasionally view what is out there, what's available, and I have in my mind what kind of things I really want to add to these different spaces and leave it at that. I'm not trying to fill everything. I'm not trying to fill the space. It's just, I know that there are certain pieces that will work well within the home in different areas. And so I'm just going to keep an eye out for that. And one of the ways to do that is frequent thrift store visits. So on my way to the grocery store, that's what I'm going to do today. But anyway, a lot to do, but I've already accomplished so much today and it feels great. So let's head to the store. With it being Monday, and I know it's not an errand day, but some days you need to go when you need to go. We've had a list building up over the weekend, and there are certain things that I want to get before errand day. So I am going to run to the store. But with it being Monday, I already changed the sheets and washed the dirty ones and then folded them, put them away. I also took this time to vacuum the bedroom. I dusted as well. Now, the other thing that I did was I vacuumed because I guess the way that I'm going to start doing this now is like when I'm vacuuming my bedroom, I'll likely also vacuum my office as well as the dressing room, and then possibly this carpet right here, because the dogs are always on this carpet. So it's something that could definitely use, some vacuuming a couple times a week probably. So while I already have it out, that's just one of those things that I like to do. So it feels good to get those little chores done first thing in the morning. I am home from the grocery store in Costco, and I am boiling some chicken legs right now because my stepmom is probably only going to eat chicken, not hamburgers, and I'll probably just have chicken and maybe some meat of the hamburger. I don't know, probably not a whole bun though. And I also wanted to share with you that I just got done refilling all of the fruit. It's amazing how fast all that goes. I put 2 bowls of grapes on the table just because I like to have that on the table when we're going to be eating dinner, and anyone who's sitting at the table after dinner, they can snack on that. I have my bread basket here. I didn't just get bread, but this is what's left of the bread, and then what's left of instant oatmeal. Sometimes the kids like to eat that. But when I was at Costco, I got a bunch of snacks, and I decided just to make this the snack drawer. I mean, I already had like the peanut butter crackers in here. There was something else. Oh, maybe I had the oatmeal in here. So that's a better place for the oatmeal. But this is all the, processed snacks that I told the girls they can all have one a day if they have a piece of fruit and, something real. But they like to bring something in their backpack to school for when they're hungry. So anyway, I just got done putting all of this in here, making it look real nice, and we'll see how long this lasts. Hopefully it will last a while, but you never know. I really hope that you enjoyed these autumn days with me and tagging along. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Welcome to Inspired by Nikki. Today's episode, out of breath.